That's why I'm not going to be here next week. Be in the golf.
2 hours ahead of you guys.
I'm sure you're going to let us know about it every step of the way.
So you'll know your future.
Brother Steve is going to be on.
Yeah, Brother Steve will be on. Yeah.
You know what
I'll know my future.
You know the problem is if you get a hole-in-one, no one's going to believe you.
I am going to take a picture. Whether I get one or not, there's going to be a picture that looks like me.
Getting a hole-in-one.
Yes.
No, it's a picture of just a ball in a hole. We don't know how it got there
Right.
or how many strokes
It's going to be like frame by frame. I'm going to go up to the hole. I'm going to take it out. A big smile on my face.
I read that on Reddit where a guy
That seems cheating.
The guy goes, "This is my first hole-in-one," and it just was a ball in the hole. I'm like, yeah, that proves everything right there.
I'll take my pants off, all that whole thing. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Is that what it was?
I think you take your pants off.
Oh man, no wonder every time I golf with a woman when we play, like if she's in our foursome, she's just randomly playing, she's like, "I'll pass on the par 3." She just doesn't play.
Or if they don't really know much about the game, you tell them, well, that's a hole-in-one.
Let's
Hole
pants
in 9.
off.
That counts.
That's another hole-in-one. That's your top off. Oh man, this is. I feel bad for you. It's kind of
Oh,
cold.
you hit it in the water again.
Now you have to go get it. Oh, I like that. You know what? I like that concept. I do. I really like that concept where you could get somebody to do something because they don't know anything. It's like, oh, did you just hit the ball right in the hole with your shot? Okay, you owe us all $8.
Did you just call that a concept?
Yeah.
That's more like your way of life. That's your MO.
Of what?
Pulling the wool over people's eyes and then getting what you want while their eyes are covered with the wool that you put over their eyes.
Okay. I mean, I could. You know what? I could kind of see that I do that. I mean, I do tell. My favorite thing is when I tell a bullshit story, and even my sister, and it's so crazy. My sister will look at me and go, "Are you for real?" I'll be like, "No, that's insane. How could that happen?"
You do so kind of convincing though when you want to. That's why we can't tell.
Dude, I try. I try as hard as I can to make, no matter how stupid I say something, no matter how stupid it is, to make it seem like it's very real.
Isn't it like in school when you give the wrong answer, but if you say it really with authority, like they'll kind of believe you for a second? The teacher.
The teacher? Yeah, you get credit for that too.
Yeah,
I knew it.
You get credit for salesmanship.
I mean,
1879, definitely.
The only thing I don't like about what we're talking about, what you do, Matt, is when it hurts people. Like when you sold Ted and I that bridge over the swampland in Florida.
A bill of goods. You sold us a bill
ridiculous.
of goods.
That is ridiculous.
Remember that bridge we bought from him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The bridge over troubled water.
I was just going to say, it wasn't the Brooklyn Bridge.
The bridges of Madison County.
It was just like a bridge over troubled waters.
So if you go to this bridge, you're going to
what?
Guarantee a date.
Yep, I got to take this.
That's not a thing. Oh, you got
Hello? No.
Okay. All right. So Mark, you remember Teddy told us last week that he had a workout goal that he just missed. You remember that? He was telling us something about.
I'll tell you exactly what he said.
Pounds.
He goes,
okay.
Yeah, he had a regimen going over a period of time, and he got very close to accomplishing the ultimate goal that he'd set for himself, but he didn't get there because he just quit.
And we never found out what that goal was. So, Teddy, tell us real quick, what was that goal that you were trying to set? Like some kind of weight you wanted to lift?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I detect the sarcasm in your voice, by the way. Just wanted you to know that. But, yeah.
Oh, no. Ted, it was not sarcasm. This was intense, unbelievable sarcasm.
No, he just invented a new tone. It's like passive-aggressive sarcasm.
Micro-aggressive.
Aggressive sarcasm.
Macro-aggressive. Yeah, I had a deadlift goal that I don't know if I could achieve it now, but I mean I sort of came close when I was working out, back in the day, and that's without really going like consistently, like even 3-4 times a week.
So it was more like once a month.
No, I mean I was going like twice a week, maybe 3 times.
What gym?
I was a member of Export for a while. Yeah, it was
Which
Export,
one?
The one in Golf Mill Mall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'd go there all the time. I'd go after work.
So I used to watch movies there.
Yeah, and then I think
at the gym.
It was a movie theater before. That was Golf Mill.
Yeah, it was.
Theater.
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
I think there was like a stabbing or shooting in there back in the day, right before they shut it down. But anyway, and then I was at the Export on Elston.
There's more now that it's Export.
And the one on Elston.
Yeah, that one. There's definitely stabbings.
Yeah, so, the one by the Goodwill place. Yeah.
What was your ultimate weight?
I was
that you were trying to deadlift that you never got to.
Deadlift 400 pounds for 1 rep max. I got to 356 for a couple of times when I was working out.
We're just gonna. We're not gonna laugh. We're not gonna laugh at all.
He did 350. He said.
I did 350. I got to 350. It was like 350.
And at no point,
it was like 355.
At no point you're gonna laugh about this.
What? You don't think it's true?
Do you see him?
How long ago was this?
Oh, this is probably like 7 years ago.
Yeah, but you don't have to be really big and heavy and
to deadlift 350 pounds.
It's
Technique.
It's technique and strength.
Yeah. And this was out.
Do you ever see guys that are like 180 pounds deadlifting 500 pounds?
You can go on YouTube and there's like 170.
They're strong.
There's a
Well,
170.
he's Ted.
There was a 170 pound guy. I think he could deadlift about like something that ridiculously high.
Oh, that
Yeah.
Vitali guy can deadlift.
Oh, the guy
Mario Vitali?
No,
No,
what's
he's an undercover. He pretends to be a janitor, but he's
Yeah,
like
I
he's
love
like
that.
he's
That
a-
is
he's
one
a-
of my
he's a
favorite
so
world-
you
things
watch
to
that,
watch.
right?
He's
You
a
see
world
how
class.
much he could lift.
He's like a world class power
Yeah,
lifter.
but he's a world-class power lifter.
he's not
Ted
big.
is Ted.
But
No, he's
but-
beyond that though. He's
Yeah.
more than that. He's a step. He's a world class deadlift,
Yeah.
a power lifter, but he's also got like some
but he's not big.
ultra strength.
Yeah, he's
too.
not a big
Like,
guy. He's not a big guy. But you're
no,
right.
he's
super small.
he's like 180 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
no.
one of the coolest.
He's
Honestly,
insane.
that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen
I've seen everyone
on Instagram
5 times.
where he walks in, so he looks like a dork. He's dressed like a dork.
No, he's wearing like a overall
Janitor.
like a
He's
janitor
acting
uniform
like
with
a
a beard
janitor.
and then he's like pretends like he's getting in people's way, and then he'll like just with one arm like
Yeah.
snatch like 350
Yeah,
or
and
something.
he'll go, hey, can I do?
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, sure, you could do. He goes, but it's too heavy for you, so don't lift it up. He goes, oh no, I try. And then he pretends like he's shaking, and he pretends like he can't do it. And he's just like, boom, 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 boom. The best thing is the guys in the background. I'll do this. What the fuck? Oh man, yeah, dude, that is one of my favorite things of all time.
So actually, one time I did see a guy at the gym. This is when I was working out. He was he was maybe like 140, 50 pounds, and he was in the squat rack, and I think he was squatting like 4 plates on both sides with like didn't look like he was breaking a sweat. I was like, wow. And then like some big guy got in like right after him, and I think he did like 3 plates, and he was like really straining. So that was, and he didn't even look muscular or anything. I think maybe he was a power lifter or something because he was really
I
strong.
don't know. I did some
could do
powerlifting with a kid. He was a high school kid, very short. He's like 5'2".
Yeah.
But he was pretty strong.
Yeah.
And he was like going for some
Yeah,
championship.
sure.
And so he was deadlifting. He actually it's kind of weird here. I'm like a 40-year-old guy, 45.
Yeah.
This wasn't that long ago. Maybe
Yeah.
a 45-year-old man. And this kid is giving me tips
Yeah.
on how to deadlift, and I'm just like, and he goes, "Oh, you can do more." And I'm just like, "No way."
Well, some people
No
like anything,
chance.
like they're just naturally strong. They're anatomic. Like some people are built for the bench press. Some people are built for squatting. Some people are just built for certain exercises. Yeah, and some people are just naturally stronger than others, where some have to work harder at it.
I feel like I'm built for sitting.
Both-
I'm an excellent sitter.
I'll say this, and we got to get off this topic.
All right.
It's driving me nuts. But most of like strong weightlifting, it has to do with technique and utilization of the proper muscles for that exercise.
Yeah.
For instance, like chin ups and pull ups. Like people think you're doing that with your arms. It's not. It's not
Yeah,
your arms.
your
It's your
lats,
lats,
yeah.
your traps.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do with your
Deltoids,
arms.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
it. You're using. You are. Yeah. I mean, if you can't engage those and squeeze your
Yeah.
back muscles
Yeah.
to pull you up, you ain't doing it.
if I can't do it with my glutes, I'm not
Did
doing
Your
it.
biceps
Did
is
you-
the smallest muscle that gives it's
Not
it's
mine.
your, it's your weak link.
Did you, did you activate?
mine
Did
are
you
huge.
activate your glutes of late?
It wasn't at Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Is he activating
Yeah,
his
just make
glutes?
sure when you're at Arizona on the course, make sure you're activating your glutes, so we don't have to get any
All right,
excuses.
so you are headed to Arizona when?
On your birthday.
Oh, 2 days from now.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
not a
That
good
is-
birthday present.
That is awesome.
Hey, guess what? I'm golfing on your birthday.
Yeah. Oh, you want
No, you're not invited. By
to hear something funny? So we were all over by my sister's on for St. Patrick's Day, and we're talking about
Because you guys
watching.
are so Irish.
We're not Irish at all. I told you that story, right?
Yes, I
yeah.
know. That's why I said that.
And then we're talking about going to watch some basketball, maybe on Thursday or Friday. So and my sister's like, "Why don't we do it on Thursday?" And I go, "Yeah, Thursday, Friday. I don't care." She goes, "Well, we could celebrate your birthday." And I was like, "Oh my God, you're right, dude! I completely forgot that my birthday is in 2 days."
Oh, happy early birthday!
Happy Heinz.
You know the fun.
It's your Heinz birthday.
Isn't there an app for that?
57.
Isn't there an app for that where you can remember people's birthday and it automatically sends
Yes,
them a
it's
happy
right on my
birthday
phone.
thing?
It's right here.
You
It
can input it
says-
in your address book.
Yeah, Ted. It
Oh.
says your birthday is in 75 days.
Oh, probably right.
Yeah. Well, is it in 75 days ish?
Yeah, I mean that sounds about right. Early June, yeah, sounds about right.
When were you born? November. That's not 75 days. All right. So you're going to Tucson,
Yep.
right? Going to have some fun. You are not going to Texas.
No.
Okay.
Unless we fly over Texas, but I don't
Okay.
think we
Don't
do.
fly over Texas, and
I
I'm
don't
going to
think we
tell
do.
you why. This is the greatest thing that I ever heard in this, but this is a warning to everybody who is in Austin, Texas. Do not go to Lady Bird Lake.
Okay, why is that?
Okay, it sounds like a nice place, right? In the last year, the Austin police have pulled, are you ready? 10 dead bodies out of Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas.
Come on.
10
Yeah.
dead.
Does it tell you how big the lake is and stuff or no? you
know
know?
what? I'm going to say they did, and when I looked at it, it seemed like an average-sized lake. So I don't know.
Oh,
that's all I could think
sounds-
of was
sounds like a dumping
what
ground.
it's not super small. And
Sounds
it's
like
not,
300 acres.
it's not
like,
Lake Michigan.
It's like a dumping ground for like like Lake Mead in Nevada. I think there's bodies there. So when they do like mob hits back in the 50s, 60s, 70s up to now, that's where they would dump the bodies. So I'm sure, but obviously Lake Mead I think is probably a lot bigger than this Ladybird Lake. But yeah, it could be
This
a dumping ground for their cartel. We don't know
It's
what
not
it is.
super
So,
big.
yeah.
It's not super big. It's not super small.
super convenient for
so
somebody.
so they
468 acres.
That's pretty.
that's
big.
pretty decent sized
Yeah,
lake.
That's big. That's big.
I mean,
Say how deep it is. It is deep.
It's
as
about an
point.
average sized lake.
So Lake Michigan.
Doesn't it seem average?
Lake Michigan's about 900 feet deep. It's at its deepest point. Lake Michigan, I believe.
Yeah, there's a lot of bodies there they'll never find.
Yeah.
oh, I think it's
do you know
there's deeper spots than
Do you know how
that.
deep? Do you know how deep that?
It doesn't
Ladybird
say,
Lake is?
no.
Hold on a second. I don't give a shit how deep Lake Michigan is. Okay, so the cops finally they outlawed. They made swimming illegal. Okay, and here's what happened. And this is why it's such a big deal. And this is why it's out there.
Who'd want to swim in the lake now, knowing that there's
Dead
bodies
bodies
in there?
everywhere,
Yeah,
everywhere.
Well, dude,
it's
if
like, it's like
you-
a zombie
yeah.
apocalypse. I don't want to swim in that
Right.
lake.
So some of the family members of the people that drown are pissed at the Austin cops because what they said was all 10 bodies were all drownings.
oh, okay.
They said,
So there's no foul play like suspected.
okay, so one of the bodies had 6 bullet holes in it.
Okay.
Okay.
well, you can't swim with bullet holes. You just sink.
Right, but that one the cop said that one was not a drowning, that one was suicide.
Okay.
Could you if it's not a super big lake, I mean, wouldn't that blow your I don't know, people don't scuba dive in a lake, right? So you wouldn't really be down at the bottom.
And plus,
or
there's no
anything?
rip. There's no rip tide, right? There's no what's the current? The current that pulls
I don't
people
know,
out.
Lake Michigan has a current.
the rip
doesn't it?
current.
Well, this
the rip
doesn't have a
tide.
current. This is like a dammed lake. This is a man-made lake.
Oh, it's a goddamn lake?
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, that seems like a lot of dead bodies.
We're gonna get some damn beer.
Did they say over what period of time?
It's in the fridge.
I mean, it's
man.
not like 10 people drowned in like say a month, right?
Well,
So it's
they
over,
pulled
like,
them out
years.
in the last year.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah,
All right, yeah.
in the last year. And I was just thinking, I've got some friends that, like my brother-in-law, he's going to go buy a house in Georgia on a lake. And I'm just wondering if he does any due diligence. Like, do you ask? Do you go to the cops and be like, how safe is the lake? And they're like, it's pretty good.
Wait, is there- wait, is there-
about 3 bodies a month.
Is there such a thing as a safe lake if you fall in and you can't swim? Even if the lake's like 10 feet deep. And
Well,
you're, and
this
you're 5
lake,
feet
this
tall?
lake is probably a runoff from the Colorado River. It's in Texas.
I don't know,
So there
man.
might be some kind of undertow or something. But like a spring-fed lake's not gonna.
So here's
it's pretty safe.
So this isn't funny, but I guess there was a
I
missing.
bet it is funny. I
there was
bet
a-
I laugh.
There was a missing case from 1966. I want to say it was in downstate.
Case of what?
The missing persons case. So in downstate Illinois, they pulled a car from a lake that's only 8 to 10 feet deep. They had like sonar down there. They were looking for something else, and in the car
Do
was
you need sonar? No, all you need to do is
Yeah.
put your
No,
face
I
in the
read-
water.
I heard
so,
this,
So in
yeah.
the car was 2 bodies
Yeah.
that of 2 older guys, like in their 60s, that went missing back in 1966. And so obviously they surmised that they just took a wrong turn and drove into the lake, and they were never seen from again. But it was only like 8 to 10 feet of water.
And it
this
was
is
not a
1966.
multi-shot suicide.
No, I think.
Oh,
it was
I owe
just-
Ted an apology.
Why?
What?
You were right about Madonna and the wheelchair woman.
Yes.
That was recent, but I was thinking of another story, and I was
Yeah.
giving you no like benefit of the doubt.
Oh, that's okay. You actually had me second guessing. 'Cause I was thinking I could be wrong.
I was
Mark.
trying to start some
It's
trouble, and
possible.
it didn't play out. And then we just moved on, and
Yeah.
I listened to the show the
Yeah.
other day, and I was like, "Oh man, what a jackass I am!" Because it never went.
We say that all the time.
Who's we?
Me and Ted,
I
when
wanna
when you don't go out
Is
drinking.
it just you two?
Yeah.
I'm fucking
We put,
fine.
we,
I'm
we
good
put,
with that.
we put on sock puppets. And like, this is good market. This
Yeah.
is bad market. We're just gonna have a little.
Yeah, Mark.
conversation.
I have 3. Mark, I have 3 friends. No, 2 friends.
Did you see what he just did?
Yes, I don't know.
Put on
It's-
sock
That's what he
puppets.
does at the Howard Street at the bar.
Yeah, I know.
When you go to the bathroom and I'm not there, that's what Ted's doing at the table.
This
He's
is
role
talking to
playing.
himself.
This sock has a beard, and this sock has a longer
So
beard.
wait, one hand is you
So
talking.
it's one with my longer beard and one with my shorter beard.
Yeah, one. I love
One has that hat. One has the Taft hat on.
So
All right, so we got to do a quick update. So last week Teddy did a challenge Dare Abby, and he's going to do it again, but not technically Dare Abby because we just found out that Dare Abby is dead.
we just
for the
Yeah,
last
12
11
years.
Yeah,
Mark,
now.
11
found
years.
out She's been dead.
We're,
Yeah,
we're gonna add a year at every episode. She's been dead for
Because we were
13
trying to
years.
figure out how old she is.
right. So we actually
119.
we slut shamed a dead chick, but I guess we found out that her daughter is doing the
She took over, yeah.
things now, doing the columns.
Who obviously must be somewhat qualified. since
So
she's-
you're going up against her again today.
Okay.
Because I freaked out that you had the same answer. So if you have the same answer today, I think Ted's tips is over.
The jig is up.
The jig is up.
Because he is Dear Abby.
Yeah. That would be so hilarious
I'd like
Man.
to think I'm more insightful than.
If you
Dear
answer the
Abby's-
same as Dear Abby's daughter,
Why can't I answer better?
but if you answer the same, I'm going to lose my shit.
Okay, well, not in front of us
All right,
because
so
that would-
let's kind of start this thing up. Welcome to the Real Three Idiots podcast, and happy National Backyard Day. The stupidest thing ever. Yeah, today is National Backyard Day. So what do you do? I mean, what have you done? Go in the backyard and do something really nasty, like really nasty.
What?
What? Why not? Wouldn't it be fun?
clean up
even know
some,
what
clean,
you're
clean up
saying.
some dog poop.
No, I'm talking about like haven't you ever like
Yeah,
walked
last
in your
time we were
house?
in your backyard, we were full of dog shit.
Because I have a dog. I had 2 dogs at the time. Yeah, now one's dead. My world is a better place. Yeah. All right. So we got to get to Teddy's tips. So Marquise, you have a song.
Yeah, but I want to do something. So this song. So
Oh, I know this song.
we're gonna let it roll. We're gonna let it roll a little bit.
Oh, I love it.
So Ted, we're gonna get into this.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into this, Teddy. We're gonna get into this. All right. You ready, Teddy?
I'm in it.
All right.
We should get the acoustic version of these
We
things.
should. Some Teds are born, made to spread the word. Ooh, they tip me and you. And when our fans say, hail to the tips, ooh, they point the cannon at you, Ted. Teddy's tips. Teddy's tips. There ain't no words for someone's son. Teddy's tips. Teddy's tips. We got to be the most fortunate one. Now, tip us, Teddy.
Oh, that's a good one. Wow. That's very
Oh man, dude, I love where you go with this stuff.
We got to get an intro.
All right, let's see. Ted's Tips is brought to you by the Summer Olympics. This summer, instead of going outside enjoying yourself, stay inside, turn on the TV, and watch artistic swimming, artistic gymnastics, tandem canoeing, shooting, not at living things, and if you really hate yourself, squash. The Summer Olympics. Why do we keep doing this shit?
Squash. I think they're coming. They're in Park Ridge this year, the Summer Olympics.
Oh my
That whole
God.
thing about France.
What?
No. The
Oh,
Summer
they're-
Olympics
they're
are in
just-
Park Ridge. Yeah.
Oh, so it's pretend?
It's all at Millennium Park, or what's it called?
I think you got to wake up in the middle
Not
of the night.
Millennium
I think
Park.
it's all going on like it's going to be at like 2:00 in the morning. So you have to make an actual real effort.
How do you gamble on that in the U.S.?
So you know what's funny? That was one of the weird things that I was thinking about.
They have to cut everything
because-
off, right?
right? Because all sports. The only reason sports exists anymore is just for gambling, right?
For the most part, yeah. For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only reason sports are popular is because people gamble on it, right?
Okay.
Because they want to. Yeah. How do you gamble on tandem canoeing? Because I feel like no matter what insight you have, it's not. Gonna
I know somebody's going to gamble on that.
Oh, you know it. You know what? You know what? I'm going to find out. I'll get I hate gambling
Well, actually,
so
you
much.
actually know what the pro gamblers do? Remember the movie The Gambler with James Caan? I guess he was an English professor. Long story short, he was a degenerate gambler. He was betting on girls' high school lacrosse. I mean, like big money.
Well, that shit's real competitive, though.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready, Teddy?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Another Dear Abby, and it's a recent one. Dear Abby, or Ted, while I was visiting my father-in-law, a heated conversation turned violent. My husband, Rob, which I guess is not his real name, was helping his dad. Doing a house project. So that can get pretty heated. That can get pretty heated. When Rob's dad became upset at him, he lifted the power saw he was holding, turned it on, and motioned toward Rob, saying, "You're lucky I don't slit your throat." He said some other unkind things, which I don't know what you could say that's even worse than that, and we left. He has not reached out to my husband since, and Rob has deleted his phone number. His dad sent me a text taking no responsibility for his actions and blaming Rob, which is why we have decided to cut ties for now. We have a teen daughter, and my father-in-law also texted her. We do not want her around him, and Rob wants to instruct her not to respond. What should we do?
Yeah, that's an unfortunate situation. So without having the background.
That's an insane situation.
So-
what are you talking
So number
about?
one, let's put this in the context. Okay, when you say a heated conversation turned violent, it didn't really turn violent. It just got a little scary because, violent would imply that he did try to actually physically attack him with the chainsaw. So picking up the chainsaw or whatever, the table saw, whatever it was, yeah, that could be a little unsettling, but it wasn't really violent per se. So let's just take it down let's take the temperature down a notch on that one.
Oh,
I
so
understand.
So you're
though.
saying relax a little bit because he didn't actually try to slit his throat.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of saying, I'm going to kill you. You know, I mean, people say that.
No, he
you know,
turned it on and
he turned it on in emotion toward him, but I mean, obviously, you know.
Hold
but like I
on.
said,
Ted, your dad,
I'm not,
decent guy.
I'm not,
He's
stick,
not the
I'm
greatest dad in the
I'm
world.
not sticking up for the guy. So.
Mark, your stepdad is awesome. My dad was great. Okay, I don't remember even in his worst day. I mean, and when you're doing a house project, it can get ugly, right? When you're doing something with your dad, it can get ugly, right? Because I mean, and I've had it with Jack, where I try to relax a little bit and do that, But I think when somebody picks up a saw and threatens to and says, "I'm going to slit your throat," and by the way,
obviously.
it wouldn't be slit your throat; it would literally be cut your head off.
Yeah,
but
decapitate.
That seems like it got pretty intense.
Okay, so so let's dispense with the semantics. But okay, so let's
Semantics.
so let's look at this without knowing.
6 of one, 10
we're
throats
splitting
of another.
hairs here.
I'm just spitballing. I'm trying to read a little background. So let's just assume grown couple with a teen daughter. So that would put the father in a maybe in the 55 to 65-year-old range. I'm guessing. Perhaps.
Yeah, I could see
that's
that.
my guess. Okay, so
maybe a little.
So
older.
here, without sticking up for the dad, has it ever crossed the family's mind that maybe he has possibly early on-stage onset of dementia? Because that could cause violent outbursts or uncharacteristic behavior. He could have early stages of dementia or frontal lobe dementia, or maybe the anger management issues, or maybe there was a previous strained relationship between Rob and his father. Or maybe this guy's a widower. His wife's been deceased, and so he's alone. He's socially isolated. There could be a lot of reasons. So what I would do, the funny thing is, and like you said, the father texted the daughter-in-law and the granddaughter, but not the son.
Well, the son deleted the
Right.
number, so maybe he tried.
I would, if I were, Rob, I would maybe reach out separately to his father and maybe take him for like a medical evaluation. Because like I said, he's got some. I'm serious. Maybe because people when they start to lose their mind and they lose their judgment, they have uncharacteristic anger outbursts. So maybe it's not necessarily mean-spirited. Maybe he needs medical help. And like I said, you don't want to really be estranged. Like I said, you don't want to deprive maybe the grandfather with his daughter. So like I said, a good compromise. Maybe if you meet in the future, meet in public. A restaurant.
Not at a Home Depot.
Not at a Home Depot. Yeah, not in a Menards parking lot.
Not at Home Depot.
Yeah, but I would actually take him, like I said, without knowing the background. Maybe, like I said, maybe he's got some mental health issues that have yet to be diagnosed. And like I said, I'm thinking possibly early stage onset of dementia that could be responsible for that outburst. Because like I said, the way they're making it sound like this hasn't happened before, because if it had, I'm assuming they would have said it. So maybe this is an uncharacteristic outburst that maybe needs to be delved into further.
Okay.
So,
You know what?
So doctor appointment with or without the power tools?
leave the power tools in.
Okay, how about this? I kind of had a feeling you might look at this, but what about this? Could Rob just be a dick?
Yeah.
What if Rob?
Well, we don't know.
What? Right.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. We don't
just
have enough
assume-
information. We don't know.
we just assume.
We can't assume Rob's a good guy either. Rob could
Right.
be. He could
Bottom
be a shitty
line
son.
is-
yeah. He could
Sorry,
be a shitty
I'm
son.
fucking with you right now. But bottom line, Rob could be a giant dick, and she's just like kind of justifying.
She's parroting because he's the husband, so of course she's going to stick by his side. Yeah, but maybe Rob is the kind of kid that knows how to push all the buttons on this guy to set him off.
Could
and
this
people
be?
do that.
Yeah. Could this be the third, fourth, fifth time that
She
a
would have
person?
said that. I think this is an
No.
isolated incident, and then that's why she's writing. What the hell should we do? Because
What
this
about
was-
have other people threatened Rob with power tools? I mean, maybe this is a Rob issue,
Yeah.
right? Where Rob walks into some place and all of a sudden, like a restaurant, and 10 minutes later, there's a waitress with 2 forks trying to stick him in the neck.
Maybe Rob's like Justin Thomas. He's just got a real punchable face, and you just want to hurt him when you see him.
Yeah. I mean, maybe this guy is just realized my son is just this piece of crap, and you know what? I got to do something about it.
punchable face. That's it.
Or a really slittable throat.
So Ted says, put the guy in a straitjacket and take him to a doctor.
Yeah.
Okay. What did Abby say?
What did Abby say? Abby said, okay, and she focused on Daraby's daughter, focused on the daughter part. Your daughter is old enough to know what is going on and able to respond to her grandfather's texts. I'm not sure how you could stop her, so she kind of focused on that part. Let's see. She should also be made aware that her grandfather threatened to kill her father. Did he really?
Yes, he did.
Not really.
But
I mean,
I'm gonna slit your throat.
Let's just stop with the over dramatization. I mean, like I said, it's so absurd that of course, yeah, he obviously got frustrated or angry at that moment of time. But when they said, that's why I said initially, heated argument turned violent. Not really. It just got a little more heated.
Right.
Well, we
And then
weren't there, but she's saying
the
it
rhetoric,
did.
the rhetoric went up, but that's her interpretation.
That's
but
her
if you-
interpretation
yeah,
because
now
her
if he-
husband has been threatened by everybody.
Yeah. So I'm just saying. Obviously, if he was actually cut by the saw, then yes, then it turned violent. But yeah, so the heated exchange just got a little more heated, and the rhetoric just went up. That's really what happened. So let's not over dramatize.
So he assaulted
what
him,
actually
but there's
happened.
no battery.
Yeah.
There's an assault with no battery.
Let's see. Keep your daughter a safe distance, and at the very least, Dad owes son an apology.
So this is all on this is nothing to do with the actual behavior of the father.
The underlying.
yeah, I think
See,
she
Ted-
focused on the daughter part.
She
Ted
copped
focused
out.
on
Ted went right
helping
to
the dad.
Now see, that's why
Saint Ted.
that's why Dear Abby's daughter's an amateur, and I'm a professional.
Dr.
See?
Ted.
You know what? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think your focus is far better than Dear Abby's daughter's focus.
Obviously.
And now I'm wondering what our guest, I wonder what Vic thinks, because, Vic, obviously, everyone has a father at some point, or has either threatened or been threatened by someone with a power saw. Vic, have you ever threatened anyone with a power saw? Oh, you're on mute. So I'm guessing he's saying yes, and he does not want to be known.
Looking for a power saw because I had it I just brought it up to the garage like last weekend. So you guys are lucky.
Oh, man. I love that. That is awesome. All right, so before we get too far into this, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest this week. And this is a long introduction, okay? Our guest this week owns Hot Shots, the largest distributor of hot sauce and spicy food products in, you ready, the world.
Wow.
He has worked with Alice Cooper, Motley Crue, the Blues Brothers, and more. He's been collecting hot sauces for over 27 years and has amassed a collection of hot sauces, over 11,000 unique ones, and is the owner of the world's largest hot sauce collection. Gentlemen, please help me welcome to the show, Vic Clinco.
Welcome. Thanks for being on.
Hey guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
No worries.
Oh man, Vic, I tell you right now, this is amazing. As I've been following you on Instagram and Pepperboy143 on Instagram, and seeing your stuff, I was absolutely floored when you said you would be on. And Mark is a hot sauce nut. So right now he is probably unable to stand up. That he's so excited.
I mean, I can't wait to get into these again.
I get it. I understand.
I took these sauces home after you sent them to Matt, so I can test them in advance, try them in advance. They're all good.
Yeah, so he's been wiping them out
We'll
every
get-
single day. All right, so let's do this. The way you started your hot sauce collection, and tell me if this is right. Your wife, after you guys had just been dating for a little while, she bought you some hot sauces for a Christmas gift, and basically ignited your love of hot sauce. Does that sound right?
Yeah, absolutely. Dead on. I've always been a spicy food lover, right? From as early on as I can remember. Like I can remember like my grandfather not wielding power saws, but he had an actual garden. He had a garden on the side of his garage, and he was growing jalapenos back. I was 8, maybe 9 years old, and I can just remember them peeling popping the peppers off and just rubbing them on their shirt and just eating them and sweating in the backyard and laughing, him and my dad. And so I just thought, wow, that looks pretty freaking cool. So, that's kind of how it started. And I think like hot sauce is probably the biggest vehicle for that, right? Spicy food. I mean, it's in every grocery store everywhere. So, I mean, it's just the popularity of it has just been insane. So, yeah, she got me knowing everywhere that I went, I was always putting hot sauce on my food. So she got me 7 bottles for our very first Christmas, and now 27 years later, I've gone off the deep end, and it's it's an obsession now.
Does she ever say to you? Does she ever say, you know what? I wish on that first Christmas I would have got you some golf clubs or a model train.
Yeah, right. Yeah. She's like, God damn it! I should have got you some socks. I could have avoided this whole thing.
Took that one and ran.
Oh man. So are you like me? I go to a lot of farmers markets. Well, there's a couple in town here, but when I go to Des Moines, Iowa, or some other towns, Minnesota's got a good farmers market. There used to be like one guy with peppers, one guy with sauces. Now there's like Like Des Moines has honestly, I think 7 or 8 guys selling their sauces now. It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. So 2012, hot sauce production was the 8th fastest growing industry in the United States, right? Hot sauce. I mean, that's
Wow.
absolutely crazy. And so, like, kind of what you were saying, on my Instagram, I collect hot sauce makers just as much as I do hot sauce bottles. So I've been following folks, and I'm always looking for new ones. And so I haven't seen a slowdown since then, right? I keep seeing just more and more, like you were talking about, just more and more popping up, and I look everywhere I go, right? I mean, it's always a treasure hunt for me, whether it's a store, whether it's a farmer's market, no matter where it's at, I'm always looking for hot sauce. It's crazy.
And now your company is in North Carolina, correct? But
yeah,
you
so it's actually I'm the general manager for that company.
Okay.
So the story was I used to go to all of the big expos and all the shows all around, the trade shows all around the country. And so we were always there. My wife and I was dragging my wife all over the country. And I had a friend who was in Columbus, Ohio, and he and his wife owned their own hot sauce company. And he was like, basically, Jesus, man, you're always here. Why don't you just come and help us at the, why don't you put yourself to use, right? And come and help us at the booth.
That's what they say to us at
really
the bar.
Worked out. So what he did is he flew us out. We would help him sell, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever it was. And then that was basically our pay. And then I got to meet people. I got to keep collecting. So I got to stay in the industry. So it really worked out, good for both of us, I guess you'd say.
So
when they retired, they sold to Hot Shots, again, like you mentioned, is the largest hot sauce distributor in the world. And so I think we were part of the package where we were supposed to flip over and we were supposed to show Hot Shots how to run the shows and do it themselves. And Matt, the owner, and Lauren sat me down and they were like, well, at that time I was living in Phoenix, and they were like, well, what's it going to take for you to come move to North Carolina? And they did it, and here I am.
Oh, man. Did you buy a bigger house to house your hot sauce collection?
The last 2 house purchases, yes. So, right. Normal people go, I want big bathroom. I want an ensuite. I want large kitchen. I need a big room for my hot sauce collection. And the realtor that was here, she was like, all right. And she didn't, we did kind of like this. We did a Zoom call, and she was like, I said, just Google me. And so she did. And then she was like, oh, all right. So this house really worked out great for us. We're in a walkout basement, I guess you call it. Right.
Uh-huh.
So it goes out to the backyard. Happy National Backyard Day.
Yeah.
It was just a blank slate, man. It was concrete on the floor. It was unfinished walls, cinder blocks. And my brother-in-law is a contractor in Florida, and he came up on the cheap and helped me put up shelves that you can kind of see behind me, and did all the woodwork. And it's not quite finished. There's a lot of things I want to do quite yet. Some lighting, and I want to put a half bath and stuff down here, but it's getting there. I think as anyone who is a collector, your collection is never finished, right? It's always growing. It's always so.
That is awesome. Now you have people who come to your house and check it out, right?
Yeah, all the time. It's pretty funny. So North South Carolina, really just a hotbed for chili peppers, right? It's this great climate. Chili peppers grow absolutely just off the crazy here. So anywhere that there's a lot of peppers, there's typically a lot of hot sauce makers as well. So there's a really big community here. So yeah, since we've been here, and the room has been pretty much, I guess, ready for me, from my aspect of it, to be visit ready. I've had a lot of folks. I mean, I had somebody from Germany just a couple of months ago. She was in town for some work, and she stopped by to see it. So it's humbling for me to be able to do that, right? And I don't know. I never started out with the intention of having the largest collection. It just kind of happened. I just kind of walked into it, I guess.
So I
15 years ago, 16 years ago, when blogging was real big,
Oh, yeah.
right? it was a thing called the Hot Sauce Blog, and we were all getting on there. We were meeting each other, and people were showing pictures of their collections, and I was like, shit, man, I have a problem because mine was bigger than theirs back 16, 17 years ago, you know? So, yeah, now it's just out of control. Now it's just crazy.
So-
But it's fun.
Here's a kind of a boring question. So do you have your collection insured? Obviously, since that's a pretty extensive collection, it's probably unique.
Oh my God, that's hot.
And then I'm assuming it's like it's in a temperature controlled environment, not like but like probably a certain temperature, like 65, 75 degrees, to preserve the integrity of of the
Yeah,
sauces.
it's not quite a wine room, right? So I don't keep it that close, but
Right.
yeah, I do. So yes, I do have it insured. It was pretty funny. So as the collection is kind of taken on a life of its own, that is one of the things that I got to do on TV is that I get to meet some folks. They were in Phoenix, and they insured Dolly Parton's boobs. And,
Wait a minute. The guy who insures Dolly Parton's boobs insures your hot sauce collection.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Did
I
you
was
guys
absolutely blown away?
Did you
I just
guys
made him
swap?
say-
Did you guys swap over and have her come over and
Yeah.
take a look at her
I just made
collection?
him
And you
say
looked
boobs
at it
over and over and over again. I mean,
Oh my God. Okay, so hold on. So I'm dying right here. I just had, oh man, Cajon's
hey, Johns.
small
Cajon's,
Cajon's small batch ghost chili pepper sauce. Okay.
So you started wrong. So, Vic, what I wanted to do was start
Yeah, man.
start more mild and work our way up to the Reaper stuff.
Oh God, no.
But he took the ghost pepper and gave it to Matt.
And I love ghost pepper.
That's
right?
my favorite
It's got
pepper.
a really cool. I think that is probably one of the funnest peppers to kind of work with when you are cooking and making sauces and dishes, because a ghost pepper, and it gets its nickname, right? The actual pepper is called the boot jalokia.
Yep.
But nobody can say and or spell that, so everybody calls it the ghost pepper because the heat sneaks up on you like a ghost, right? So,
Oh my God. Oh, I thought it was because you were gonna die and come back and haunt the guy who made this.
So
stuff.
here's another ghost pepper, Matt. This one's a bourbon ghost pepper, so it's going to have a little bit more mild than the first one you have. The Cajon's is hotter than this.
yeah.
one.
All right, so let's help some people who don't know anything about hot peppers. Wilbur Scoville, and I'm going to call him the worst human being on the planet now that my head is sweating. In 1912, came up with a way to rank hot peppers and by Scoville units, right? And I always I keep telling my son, I'm like, invent something so you can name it after yourself. Or just give it a really disgusting name that people have to say. Make it so popular that they have to say it. All right. So when he invented this stuff, I'm guessing that the numbers were pretty low, right? When he first came up with this. Give us an idea of how the Scoville thing even works.
Yeah. In a nutshell, it's the amount of water particles it takes to disperse the heat, right? So higher the number, right, more water particles it takes to disperse the heat, hotter the chili pepper. And a true Scoville test can only be done on a dried chili pepper. So there's a lot of folks that put Scoville ratings on their hot sauces. It is a best guesstimation based on the amount of peppers that are actually used in
okay.
each one of those sauces, based off of what the rating is for each one of those peppers, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. I wondered about that.
So are you kind of like an expert? Could you accurately, if nobody gave you, if I just put some sauce in front of you and I asked you, I said, try this and tell me how many Scoville units there are, you think you're pretty good? You could kind of, get with accurately? Oh man, my head is sweating.
I don't know if my palate is that accurate, but I could get pretty darn close. I could probably tell you maybe by burn profile, right? So jalapenos and habaneros burn just a little bit different, right? Ghost peppers have a total different burn, right? It's more back of your throat. Where you start getting into like your Trinidad scorpions and such like that, they're very stingy on the front. Your Carolina Reaper is like a big explosion of heat. So I'd probably do a pretty darn good guess if the percentages were high enough on what peppers were used, and then I could kind of narrow it down based on that.
Wow, that is awesome. All right, so a lot of people are under the impression that hot peppers and hot sauces and things like that. Oh man, I can't believe this. I took such a big bite. are bad for you. But actually, I did a little bit of research. They're full of vitamin C. They control inflammation. They're antioxidants. They lower your blood pressure, prevent diabetes. They can prevent cancers and all sorts of other things. So actually, oh man, actually eating hot peppers and hot stuff is actually really good for you. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that, oh, it'll burn a hole in your throat or burn a hole in your stomach, and that's just not true. And then as the peppers get hotter, right? People say, well, it just doesn't have any flavor. All it is heat, and that's not quite true either. It's just that so we're all individuals, right? We all look different. We all have different taste buds in our mouths. All of our pain receptors are different, so we taste things different. We react to heat differently. So some people just don't, or just naturally do not have a high tolerance. So it's like they're almost like they're blinded, if you will, right? It's like their brain shuts off, and it's like boom, and they can't comprehend where that flavor is past that heat.
Oh,
So,
that
Matt-
is what's
Matt-
happening to me right now.
Matt just tried the Kajan's Reaper sauce, the Reaper hot sauce. He's dying.
Me.
Yeah, this sweet chili sauce is great. Yeah,
Yeah,
you have this on everything. Yeah, this is nice. Because I'm not really a hot sauce person, but I mean, I do like hot sauce in theory. But yeah, I can't go to the same level as you guys. Yeah, but this is pretty good. And yeah, you can put this on eggs. You can put it on meat. Yeah, I know this is great. Yeah.
And so for somebody like myself, I kind of, as I started really kind of getting into this and again, as the collection took itself and got really popular, so then people see what I've done or know what I do, and they ask a lot of questions. And for me to be able to bring somebody into this chili head world, right? Not everybody needs to be, and I look at it the same way too. Not every single sauce has to be just burn the top of your head off hot,
Right.
For it to be, I think flavor is first. And then so for me to be just like here. So I've been in this house in May will be 4 years. We have folks that are on either side of us. They're both retired couples, basically didn't eat any hot sauce whatsoever. And here comes me, Joe Schmo, and I got, thousands and thousands of and now I have them all eating hot sauce, right?
Yeah.
Every one of my neighbors is all eating, so it's, I think that's the kind of cool part of it. I'm not one of those folks that's going to hit somebody with something hot. I want to talk to you about it. I want to tell you about it. I want to see what your tastes are. So I want to ease you into this and make you see what is actually out there, because there's a hot sauce for everybody.
Yeah, and plus, like I said, it's like all inclusive because there's people who, in theory, want to have hot sauce, but maybe can't tolerate it as well as some people. So they're never going to have like a Carolina Reaper or something like that hot. But like myself, like I do like hot sauce in theory. It just can't so this sweet chili sauce is perfect for me. It's just a little hot, but not like crazy hot. I know some people have higher tolerances than others, so I think that's a great idea.
And one of the things that we try to do, and it's funny. So I work. We're a wholesaler basically for the most part, right? That's the parent company is Hot Shots. We do have our retail side, which is UnitedSauces.com, where you can get a lot of these sauces. Also, a lot of these sauces, if you want to purchase, most of them are at Bass Pro Shop and Cabela's. We do a lot of business with those guys, and they carry a lot of the sauces that I sent you folks. But it's just, I don't know. We also make a couple of Reaper sauces that have really small amount. And then so this is what I do as my day job, and then I travel the hot sauce shows now with Ed Curry from Puckerbutt Pepper Company in South Carolina, right? So he had the Carolina Reaper. Now he's got the Pepper X. So we get to travel with them. We're part of his road team, his travel team. And so they're making a lot of sauces that have 2%, 5% peppers in it, Pepper X. So he can get it out there so people can taste it, right? Because there's so much hype about it, right? There's so much going on. Everybody wants to know what it tastes like. So not everybody's heat tolerance is really high. So we're bringing those 5%, those 2% to the market, and they're selling really good at the shows. They've been doing great.
And so Pepper X is now the hottest pepper in the world. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's pretty crazy. And people kind of, to build these peppers, are you, and I know Ed Curry, Mark actually sent me Oh god damn! Oh man, Mark actually sent me a little thing, and I got to hear a little bit about Ed's story. And I know he does this with kind of cross pollinates things. Are you building new peppers also? I mean, is that the goal? Like, are there people out there that their goal is to create new peppers? I mean, is that part of what you're doing? And there's got to be a core group of people doing that, right?
There's a lot of folks in it. I'm not a pepper grower. I leave that to the professionals. Right, I kind of stick to the hot sauce thing, but yes, it's lovingly called the arms race. Right, there's always folks, right? looking to breed, looking to grow the hottest pepper, and it's I don't know if you guys got a chance. You guys watch that show on Hulu, right? It's called Super Hot.
Yeah, I took a look at that. Yep, I sent it to those guys. Yeah.
Yep. So that's really kind of delved into kind of one side of it. It's a big business, right? So whoever has the chili pepper that's the hottest in the world, every hot sauce maker in the world wants to buy that chili pepper, right? And they want it in their sauces. So it's a huge market right now. And even if you think about it, look at the landscape of your grocery store in the last 10 years, right? I mean, it started out like in nuts and then into jerkies. Then it kind of rolled into your chips and cheeses, and now, I mean, spicy is in every. I challenge people to go to the grocery store and walk up every aisle that has some sort of food item in it and not find something that says zesty, spicy, right? Chipotle, habanero, jalapeno. It's in everything.
I was in a store the other day,
which is kind of cool.
Yeah, most ramen noodles is hot and spicy, hot and spicy. Yeah, especially ramen. Yeah.
So here's $1 million question: your collection. Do you buy two of each and have one to use and one for the collection, or is the collection unopened completely or open? How does that work?
Yeah, both, right? So I try to get two as much as possible. I mean, that gets really costly, right?
Right.
And then a lot of times, again, this is humbling. Now that this thing is gotten to where it's at, and when I do podcasts, when I do television, when the Super Hot has been fantastic for me. People send me sauces all the time, so I don't put any kind of demands or I don't put any restriction or anything like that. I kind of keep my fingers crossed and hope that I get two of everything because that's where it starts, right? That's where this all came from, is my love of hot sauce. So a lot of folks who get into the industry love hot sauce and they end up making their own. I chose a different path because I didn't want to get into it. I never wanted my collection to be like a marketing tool, right? For them people to take a look at and then, I'm going to buy his sauce.
Right.
That wasn't my thing. I want it to be a true collector's collection, right? So again, they took the avenue and they made sauce. I took the avenue of making a museum, if you will, right? And talking about hot sauce in general. I talk about everybody's hot sauce, just not a few companies.
So is hot sauce like wine? I mean, are there moderately, inexpensive, moderately expensive, and then crazy expensive hot sauces? I mean, what's the most you can spend on a hot sauce?
Oh yeah, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. There's a huge. Oh gosh, yeah. So I think there's a store in it's called Jungle Gyms. There's one in they're in Ohio. And I think they have a bottle. I have two of them, actually. They have a bottle for $1,999 right now. They have a couple for like in the $600 and $700 range. I have some that have gotten up there. It's kind of crazy. So it is a lot like in the alcohol business where they do them in small reserves, right? Typically, they're wax dipped, wax covered.
Yeah, I've seen
something like that, right?
Yep.
Like that
like they
skull,
do with
right?
like they do with alcohol, like Maker's Mark.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yep. Wax and resin dipped and all that, hand signed, hand numbered. So yeah, they can get there.
So what's the shelf life on most hot sauces? And are you a refrigerated guy or non-refrigerated?
It's 2024, bro. Put it in the fridge.
See, I do too, yeah. But I know guys that won't.
I use my automobile. I use my air conditioning. I use my refrigerator.
Good.
Put it in the refrigerator.
My man, that's me.
So where that comes from, right? And that's kind of cool that that there's a really big rift, man.
I know.
There's sides on both, on both sides, and I get it. Most of the newer sauces that are out there. So again, I'm going to go back and I'm going to get real hot sauce nerd on you here, right? So 100 years ago, right, Tabasco started out, and
Yep.
Tabasco probably was the most popular right off the bat, right? I mean, what they did was they were able to figure out how to mass produce this sauce and get it out across the world basically faster than anybody else did. So then what it did is it spurned a whole industry, right? So then all of your Trappies and Franks and Texas Pete's and all of those guys tried to copy that, right? So there was a huge copycat world. Well, now you flash forward 100 years. Nope, not a lot of people like that strong, over-the-top vinegar taste, right? So now people have backed off of that, and they're trying to lower their
pH, the
vinegar
pH,
content. So that's why it has to be refrigerated, because the vinegar is what holds it for so long. That's another thing that why Tabasco became so popular, is that a restaurant could put it on their table and people would eat it way faster than it would go bad. It would sit there for years, right? So your typical shelf life on a hot sauce is between 2 and 3 years, based on your vinegar content. So it lasts a long time. But again, I think it's 2024, bro.
So
I in the fridge.
I put mine in the fridge because I like the flavor profile a little bit more. I think it tends to, when it's a little bit more chill, I think it changes over time. I think that's what I feel. I mean, I go through it so quick that oftentimes, I do see a difference in the fridge, and I have experimented that with my own sauces that I make. Put some in the fridge, don't put some in the fridge, and every time the ones in the fridge is to me is a little bit better.
Yep. Now I go at work. We have it all over our desks, and we have it all over the tables, and we've got everywhere. There's hot sauce in every freaking corner in that building. So we eat it. I mean, we eat it every day. And, that's what we're supposed to do, right? So, and again, for me, another question that I get a lot is that, do you use hot sauce on everything? And I do. I mean, I literally, if it's not hot sauce, it's dry chili powder, right?
Oh yeah.
It's something spicy on literally every single meal, every single day. I try as many hot sauces as I possibly can. I try as many chili peppers as I possibly can, because again, to be able to do this, to be able to talk about it, and to be able to talk about the different sauces and stuff, I think I need to be educated, and that's what I try to do.
So if somebody asked you, what's the strangest thing to them? All right, might be you, might be normal. What's the strangest thing that someone might say that you put hot sauce on that I would say, like, no way anyone would ever do that?
I have, and I will on occasion, put dried chili powder in my coffee grinds and grind it into my coffee, right? And brew it into my coffee.
Oh my God, how is that?
It's freaking amazing. It wakes you up. It is a wake up.
What kind of what do you put in there? A flake or a powder? Flake or a powder? Do you put a flake or a powder in there?
I usually do powder. Powder works better.
Okay.
Powder dissolves better.
So I've been for years. I've been growing ghost pepper and reaper peppers, and I've been dehydrating them, and then grinding them in a coffee grinder and storing them. So I have the consistency down over the years. I've got 2 containers, one of reaper pepper, one of ghost pepper, and I got to tell you, man, they're both amazing. They both have their own flavor profiles. Reaper peppers is a little bit more chocolatey. It's earthy. The ghost pepper is the reaper pepper. I can't use that shit for almost anything because nobody else can eat it but me. So I use the ghost pepper a lot in my chilies, and I didn't try it in my coffee yet. But the ghost pepper powder is a game changer on everything. I put it in all my sauces.
It's so easy. I throw it because I wear dad pants everywhere, right? I got all the pockets and all that crap.
Yeah.
I always have a little shaker of powder with me everywhere I go. I mean, it's great. I put it in my cookie batter. I put it in my pancake batter. I mean, I do.
Oh my God,
man! I gotta start doing it.
I just have fun with it
because I just use it for my dry rub on some of the stuff I smoke. I use it in my chili. I use it in some of my other sauces, but I've never put it in. You know what would be good? Ice cream, homemade ice cream.
Yep.
I was just thinking.
Put it in.
I was just thinking
mix
waffle.
it into your chocolate syrup, and then put your
syrup,
spicy chocolate syrup over your ice cream.
Oh my God! I was just thinking, what would a waffle like if you made the waffle batter, put some hot powder in it, and then you kind of cut it with syrup? How that would be insane!
Mind blowing, right?
I've made.
I think another one of the trends that is really cool right now is like the spicy honeys.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I just, oh man, I can't get enough of that stuff, man. I go through, I just pound squirting on everything.
Nice.
It's amazing. It's a good time to be a chili head. It really is right now.
Totally.
Oh wow. Okay, so at some point, and I've seen Hot Ones. I've seen these shows that deal with this. Is there a point where you can have a hot sauce, and it's almost like you have so much of it, or it hits you in a certain way that you can actually kind of become intoxicated, you can kind of become high, that kind of thing? Like, does it mess with your brain a little bit?
Yeah, what it does is it triggers endorphins, and you basically get the same as an endorphin rush, right? An endorphin high. It's the same chemical reaction in your body as that, and it's I've hit it a few times. So I used to do a lot of back in my I talk like I'm old people now, but back in the day I used to do a lot of challenges. So it was funny. So in my 27 years of collecting, I think I have adopted or taken in, I think it's 9 different collections now. And when I was in Phoenix, I ended up driving to Branson, Missouri, and purchased a collection from a widow. Her husband was the collector, and he had passed away, and she didn't know what to do with it. So she reached out to a couple of folks, and it got back to me. So I drove out there, and that was basically when Adam Richman was real big on Man versus Food.
Oh, I love that
show.
guy.
I love that show. Man. I still follow him. I like that guy. I did 4 challenges on the way out, and I did 3 challenges on the way back in. So yeah, I've hit it pretty high. It's funny what I will get, and it's very seldom anymore, is I get the hiccups. So it's funny. So I always tell people when they're trying a new sauce and they've not had it before, is to try just a really, really small amount of it, because it's easier to add hot sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
add
sure,
heat
yeah.
than it is to take heat away. But I don't follow because I'm an idiot. I don't follow my own.
I got one.
Guys, right?
I got one
You kind of
question.
get that.
I got one question.
I don't follow my own rules. And when Dave's came out with his ghost pepper, I was just, because again, I have a tattoo of ghost pepper on my arm, and
Oh, nice.
That is my favorite pepper, the ghost pepper.
It is.
And
Me
it's
too.
mine. It's
Me
mine.
too.
And I like
Dude, I made this gorgeous freaking omelet. I mean, it like brought a tear to my eye. It was beautiful. And I got that sauce, and I was so excited, like a little kid. I plopped it on there and just took 2 bites, and boom, it just hit me like a brick. And I started to hiccup. My wife turned, she goes, I don't think I've ever heard you hiccup before. I'm like, that happens. And so I caught myself, gathered myself, got my breath back, took a little bit of the sauce off, and I finished up fucking omelet like a champ, man.
All right, so we tore through all these sauces. The hottest one by far is obviously the Reaper one.
Oh man.
Okay. It's not as hot as my Reaper sauce because I use a lot more peppers. I think mine's more concentrated, small batch.
His is much bigger than yours, just so you know.
No, so no, I mean, my Reaper sauce is definitely
It's genetics.
hotter.
I get it,
Yeah.
man. It's all right.
So here's what we're gonna do.
It skipped a generation.
So we're gonna try the Black Mamba 16, the final bite hot sauce. All right, what is this exactly?
Oh God.
The Black Mamba, the 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it?
Whew. She's hot, man. She's hot. So it started off with the Black Mamba was the very first sauce in that line, and it had 1 million wet and 2 million dry extract in it. Right. It is a chocolate habanero based sauce. Right. So it's got a real deep, rich flavor to it. The second iteration of it was the Black Mamba 6, was the same recipe with 6 million Scoville extract in it.
Oh no.
This is the big beast. This is the big brother. This is again the same recipe with the addition. So 16 million Scoville extract.
So that's what's making me nervous because this has the extract.
Crystallized,
Yeah.
right? It's not even a liquid, right?
Yeah.
So we had to boil it down, basically in a double boiler, right, to get it to dissolve, and then so it's got 16 million extract in on top of that.
All right, so my son and I, we watch Hot Ones all the time. We love that. And so he bought a bunch of hot sauces.
Here goes.
Hold on, you got to pass it over here. Wait for me. Just wait. So and we've tried them, and some have just been insanely hot. Some are really tasty. I actually had one, and I don't know if this is me or what this is, but I had one that when I tasted it, and it was hot, but it literally tasted like a bike tire, like a bicycle tire. It was that awful.
It went bad.
I mean, it was. I don't know what it was. It didn't do that for him. But have you run across sauces that people send to you, and I don't want you to name any names, so you don't call anybody out. But some that just I mean, heat, not heat, whatever, just don't taste good. I mean, you've had to come across some of those, right?
There's a lot of those, and then there's one on the Hot Ones lineup that I'm not a big fan of, because it's basically pure extract. And extract, to me, extract has a distinctive smell and odor to it, and it has a metallic-y, like it's almost like drinking back in the day, like Coke from a can or Coke from a bottle, right? It has like that metallic-y metal taste to it, and to me it just does not taste good. I think it's gross. It's disgusting. So I'm one of those.
I wonder if that's the same one. I wonder if that's the same one I had. That is wild. All right, so you do a thing. You go to all these shows. You go across the country. I'm guessing across the world. Is that true?
I have not been across. Well, I've not on shows, but we have been. I've been on a cruise about 11, maybe 8, 9, 11 years ago or so, and it was a hot sauce cruise, and a bunch of the makers and some of us that were reviewers back in the day all went on. It was the Western Caribbean, right? So we went to Jamaica and the Bahamas and all of that, and it ended up being like there was like at one point, I want to say it was in Jamaica, like on the shops, and it was like a Benny Hill skit where people were like in the shop, and we were running and crossing each other in the street, and we were showing each other we had gotten this sauce from that shop and that shop, you know what I'm saying? We just kept crossing. So yeah, I mean, I travel the country. We go to New York City, is a big show. We just came back from Albuquerque a couple of weeks ago. I've got one coming up in your neck of the woods there, gentlemen, in July. We're in Joliet.
Joliet
annual
yeah.
Illinois Hot Sauce Expo.
Oh wow, okay.
It's out in Joliet. And,
we will absolutely. Yeah, if we have the time, we are absolutely going to Joliet to do that.
Yeah, we can get there about an hour.
Joliet it's on the July 20th and 21st.
Oh man.
So yeah, I'll keep in touch with you guys as it gets a little closer and let you know. And yeah, it's pretty cool. You'll get to taste a lot of different stuff from. Again, so the gentleman that does that show is a music promoter by day, and I like what some of the one of the guys he has is Ace Frehley that he works with on all the time, and so on his side gig, he has his own hot sauce company, and then he does hot sauce shows, and so New York, Chicago, Portland, and Tennessee, and then there's one in New Jersey. And so we'll do all of those this year.
Oh, that is awesome. So when you go on these, oh, wow, that was insane. When you go on these things, you set up something called an execution station, right? So what is an execution station?
Yeah. So as of right now, that is kind of been a little retired, but it's basically like a Hot Ones setup where we did 8 different sauces. I started off with a ghost pepper hot sauce, and then we got hotter, basically. And so what the theme was, if you could make it up all 8 sauces, you didn't pass out on me, you didn't throw up on my table.
Wait, does that happen?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think my record in Albuquerque was 37 minutes into the show, and I had somebody throwing up in a garbage can.
Oh my God.
I'm quite proud of that, guys.
I would be too.
Oh, hell yeah. So if they could make it all the way through, what do they get?
Yeah. We did some foam hats one year. Typically it's a koozie, a beer koozie or something cool, some kind of trinket. And then my undying admiration.
So I fermented a lot of my peppers last year and made a sauce out of fermented peppers. How many sauces? It's not a very popular thing though. Like it's a whole different flavor when you ferment them. I ferment them for about a month, and then kind of just in a brine, actually, like a salt brine.
Yeah.
And then made the sauce with those peppers, and it adds kind of like a funky. It's a different flavor. It's huge, and I have not found any sauces like that though. Do you have? Is that becoming more popular?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Is it? Okay.
There's a guys out of, and I think they're called fermented. I think they're called fermented peppers. They're in California. I'll get you all the information. There's a lot of folks that are doing that now. I think it's fun. I think it's a neat. It does add a different flavor profile to it. I mean, if you kind of think about it, Tabasco is kind of ferment, right? They put them in oak barrels and let them sit in there for 3 years. Right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Years. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And that really cool, unique flavor. So one of the things when I got to do a television show on the History Channel, and these two guys, it was called Eating History.
Yep. Yeah.
And have you seen it?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Right? What a cool show. What a great concept. So they came out and they tried a 40-year-old bottle of Tabasco that I've got. And it's just dark. I mean, and it had almost like a balsamic vinegarish kind of taste to it. And you could definitely taste the oakiness, right? Those guys were burned up. I think it was actually a little bit hotter than the regular Tabasco, and those guys were kind of hurting a little bit. But yeah, it was kind of neat to be able to pick up on those things. And kind of what you were saying, kind of ties back to the wine, right? And how it pairs and how it tastes and with different things. I think the hot sauce industry is very parallel to the small batch
bourbon
beer world.
Or beer,
right?
okay.
Right. So label design and just small batch, and it's just I think it runs really parallel with it because again, so if you take any of these small batch beers and you put it up against a Budweiser, and nothing against a big batch, right? And nothing against those guys. They have their place and I still use a lot of those, but man, the flavor is just so much different, when you've got real ingredients.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And doing it in a smaller kitchen.
Yeah. So you had, and I saw one of your posts just a couple days ago, I think it was, you had a kid, I'm going to say 10, 12 years old, who came in, was checking out your stuff, and he had started a hot sauce company, and he came in and you got to taste it. You kind of talked about it and stuff. Do you feel like what you're doing is kind of like helping people, kind of like motivating people and getting them to try different things?
God, I hope so. I really do. What else? Why? What else would I be doing this shit, right? Right? I'm like 2 steps away from divorce, like all the time from this freaking thing, right? I mean, she loves it. I mean, she really does. She started it, so it's her fault. But
well, hopefully you won't have the day where it's like, hey, honey, it's either the hot sauce or it's me, and then there's going to be that really awkward pause, right? Because you're really going to have to think about that one, right?
That would be a tough one.
If you had to choose,
yeah. If you had to choose between, if your wife walked up to you yesterday, your wife walked up to you tomorrow and said, "It's me or the hot sauce is," how much would you miss her?
I mean, pretty bad. I mean, I'd help her pack and make sure
nice.
Everything's well done.
Call her an Uber, that's do the right thing.
So wish her well.
Right. So last every holiday I go to Minnesota. We got family in Minnesota for Christmas. We go up there. Mall of America is always a big trip for us. There's a pop-up store in Mall of America. It's all hot sauces. And the guy's from North Carolina.
Oh, really?
I walked in, and it's just like it's a pop-up store in Mall of America. I have no idea what they're paying for rent, but the average bottle is probably about $12. They had everything in there. It was an entire store. I mean, they had, probably 1,000 different types of sauces. And I asked him where he's from. He said he's from North Carolina. And he said that they're making, like, most of these sauces.
So, yeah, you're talking about Pepper Palace.
Is that okay? Is that
yeah,
it?
So,
okay.
So one of the things, Pepper Palace is cool. I find that they're a little high priced,
Yeah.
but I get why they're high priced because it's a very small niche, right? Not everybody jumps up out of bed and says, "I need to buy a bottle of hot sauce today." right? It's just not that something that happens. So what you have to do is you have to put a shop like that in somewhere that has a lot of foot traffic anyway.
Right.
What happens with that is that your rents and your overhead are a lot higher in places like that. So then you end up having to, charge a little bit. So I mean, I get it, right? So now that I wrote an article about them way back and praising them, and now that they've kind of gotten a little bigger, I mean, they're doing their thing, and I'm happy for them. I just tell people that just to do your homework, right? And instead of paying 15, 18, 20 bucks for a bottle of hot sauce, do your homework, and you may be able to find something that's similar or in some cases better somewhere else.
Farmers markets.
Yeah, but what about like the Freakonomics principle, where it's like, if you kind of put something at a higher price point, it kind of adds that mystique. Well, if I'm paying more, like you alluded to, the $1,100 bottle of hot sauce, obviously you'd have to be a real aficionado to want to buy that. So I'm thinking for marketing, if something's a little more expensive, they might think that they're getting something extra special versus if they're paying like $3.99. You don't want to price them out of it, but if you priced it like say
I hear what you're saying, and I do. And like I said, anything that brings more people into this industry, into this community, I'm a proponent for, right? I'm all about it, right? One thing that I do think that they have a museum so they are based out of Tennessee. And they have a hot sauce museum, and so I've been calling my room a hot sauce museum for about 12 years.
I can't imagine theirs is better than yours, to be honest with you, based on what I'm seeing in the background.
There's no way.
I've seen theirs. It's not better than mine. And I get it. It's cool, and I'm glad that they're doing well. And I give them a hard time, but it's good to see what they're doing. I'm happy. How's that? I'm just going to leave it at that.
There you go. All right. So are you going into the Guinness Book of World Records soon?
Yes. So it's kind of funny that if you go on the Guinness website and key in search for world's largest hot sauce collection, all of my articles pull up. Everything that I've done, everything that so the only thing that is actually holding me up from the Guinness is I think what they call an entry fee or whatever their fee is, and I have to have it cataloged. So this house is the very first time that I've had every single bottle out on display at one time in probably 16 years. I've never had a house big enough. My rooms have never been able to fit every single thing out, so I've always had stuff in storage up until now.
Oh man, that is completely awesome. So I got to mention this before we do anything. Hotshots.inc is where people can go to find all your stuff. And one of the things is when we talk about hot sauce, and I want to say this, it doesn't necessarily have to be super hot. I think a lot of people get turned off by the fact that they think they're going to be blown away by how hot things are. But there's a lot of sauces that have a little bit of spice or a little bit of this or a little bit of that really taste incredible. And that's, some of the things that you have, it's not going to blow you out of the, it's not going to be so hot that your grandma doesn't want it and Teddy doesn't want it. But there's a lot of things that taste really good that you have that you can start at. If they go to your website, are you kind of able to get them into like a lighter sauce before they get into something heavy? Are they able to pick some stuff out that's going to fit them rather than just like something that's going to blow them out of the water?
Yeah. So our hotshots.inc is our wholesale website, and then all of that is all based on it, and it does give a heat rating. UnitedSauces.com is our retail website, and again, it follows that same theme. So it'll tell you on a heat scale on where it comes in. And I also kind of try to tell people, even if that doesn't work, because again, all of us are a little bit different, right? We all our heat tolerances. Some of us will taste the same sauce, and one will get wrecked, and one won't. So kind of take a look at what the base chili pepper is to the sauce, and kind of gauge it from there, right? So if you are normally in a jalapeno range. Look for something obviously with jalapeno, and it is high on the ingredient list, meaning that that's what it's primarily based off of. When you start getting into the chili peppers that you really don't know and they sound scary, they're probably gonna be scary.
So I got a question about a specific sauce that I purchased, yes, through Instagram. All right, Bottle Rocket hot sauce. It's a company. Have you heard of them? Bottle Rocket.
Yeah, comes in almost, it almost looks like a rocket, right? Doesn't have, it has like a rounded top on it. It's a plastic
Yes.
top where it looks like a rocket.
Yeah. Yep. I got one of their hottest sauces, and I got to tell you, man, it was fantastic. They're big. It's all organic. All their ingredients are organic. It was probably one of the best hot sauces I ever had. Now, it did have a lot of heat, but it had the flavor. The flavor was great. Like Matt's saying, this is something that, I mean, I know these guys couldn't eat it like I could, but Bottle Rocket hot sauce, it's all organic, and so I started looking at that too. That's a big movement too. Everyone's trying to use like organic ingredients, totally, from not only the fruits or the vegetables, but the vinegar. The distilled vinegar is organic. Like, it was, I was reading this, I'm like, holy shit. So I bought some. I think it's some of the best hot sauce I've ever had.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool trend. We are actually working on doing a line for a major grocery grocer, and we're looking to do that same thing where we really kind of narrow it down and kind of help the consumer in. So in saying this is a hot sauce for hamburgers and cheeseburgers, right? This is a hot dog. This is a hot sauce for pizza. This is a hot sauce for Asian. This is a hot sauce for tacos. This is right. We'll have a big picture of what that food is on it, and then the same thing where we're listing out all of those no GMOs, right? All natural, and I think, like you said, that's a big movement. That's a big thing right now, and I think it should be. That's another thing that like Hot Ones, right? So the folks that it's First We Feast, right? The producers of that show, and so they work with the guys from it's a hot sauce shop in Brooklyn. It's called Heatnist. And so Heatnist, those are the guys that actually pick each one of the sauces that go on each season. And they are really big on no crazy ingredients in it, right? They want it all natural, right? They don't want any xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is a binder, right? Is a holder. It makes it thickens the sauce, right? And it's one of their no-nos for some reason, but they just don't like it. And that's cool. And I think that's neat, right? That they have that, and that we can that the industry is kind of gearing that direction, and really there's those novelty sauces, right, that are out there that just for fun and just for giggles, and they have silly names and stupid, right?
Oh yeah, like beers.
On it.
Yeah, just like the beers. Yeah,
exactly. Right.
The other one I found was Old Brothers. Old Brothers, their habanero. Have you seen that one? It's got the donkey on it.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
That's really good stuff.
When I bought, dude, I'm telling you, it's all organic vinegar, apple cider vinegar, everything is. When I opened that sauce, I went through a quarter of the bottle in one sitting. My wife looked at me. I didn't say a word, and I told her, I said, honest to God, Kelly, I think this is the best fucking sauce I've ever had. And I'm not joking.
They've got great grocery distribution too.
Yeah,
man.
they
It's
do.
in a lot of big groceries, and that's really it's pretty important, and I think that's great for folks. And it's nice to see, So a lot of people ask me, what kind of sauces do I allow in my collection? Right? Does it have to be legal sauces? Right? Is it a bathtub maker? Right? Doing it right? So I do a little bit of both. I try to do a little bit of research before I kind of take it in. And just because maybe they're not on that legal aspect of it, maybe they're working toward it, right? And it seems like they're going to go that. So then I can show the progression of that company as it's kind of come along, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And I have a few of those kind of scattered in here or there. I try to, I don't know, I want hot sauce industry. It's pretty tough to get into the world, right? It's a good $30,000 investment, right, to start up your own hot sauce company, right? So I mean, it's pretty big, right? It's a big deal. So a lot of people, I wouldn't say a lot of people, there are some people that try to to skirt around that, right? And so they fall under their cottage laws, right? So they can, right? They make it in Chicago and they can sell it in farmers markets in
Right.
Illinois. Well, they're not supposed to sell it outside of their state, but they still put up a website and they're still right and they're still selling it.
Right.
Yeah. So those are the folks that I would like to help get through that process. Like that, the young guy that you were just talking about, right? The first thing, right? Because I didn't know that much about him. I did do some research on it, but a lot of times you can't see the back of the bottles, right? To see the nutritional label, right? To see the right, the barcodes and all those stuff that that kind of that click you on making it that it's a legal sauce. And so as we were going through, I asked them what they were doing, where they were making it, right? And they have a co-packer, and I just my heart went. I was like, oh, they're doing it the right way.
Yeah.
Right? And that's probably the cheapest way for folks to do it, right? So what you do is that if you have a recipe, you bring it to a co-packer. Co-packer will make it for you. They're the one that carry all the licenses. They're the one that carry all the insurances. They have all of the certifications. They make it for you. They'll bottle it for you. They can label it for you for an extra fee, or they'll just send it to you unlabeled, and you bottle it at the house, and then you sell it. And that's the best way of going if you want to get into this business pretty quick and not drop that $30,000 right off the bat and kind of work your way up into it, if that makes sense.
So the big thing with that though is they've got to get your recipe down, right? So there's a cost. There's like an upfront fee in that too, right? They have to perfect the recipe.
There is, and there's software out there that will help you. So if you're making just a small batch on, it's Gam Gam's recipe from 1964, right? And then you want to take it and make it big batch. They can put it into these apps, and it turns it, and it multiplies out that recipe into big batch. And if you want to make a batch of 144 bottles, you want to make a batch of 10,000 bottles, whatever it is, it'll take that recipe and it'll expand it out for you.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that is really cool. Okay, so let me ask you this. I'm looking at Motley Crue, the most notorious hot sauce collection. So does Motley Crue come to you and say, listen, we want to make, we want to make some hot sauces? Or do you go to them and say, hey, do you have this? How would that work?
Yeah, man, I was hanging out with Tommy Lee, and our dicks were out on a boat, and we just tried to get How come that guy's wank is always out? That guy's always got his wanker. I mean, I guess if you had one that size, I guess you'd be proud to show it off, I guess.
Or Nick Foles, apparently.
Hold on a second. I'm just taking a look and seeing if any of these are Tommy Lee's dick sauce. Okay, no. Okay,
there's
thank
none,
God.
no.
Okay.
No.
So do they come to you? How does that work?
Yeah, they come to their people came to our people. If that makes sense, right? So they have marketing folks, and it really was, it I guess got the ball rolling from the Alice Cooper collaboration that we done. Alice Cooper sauces are absolutely amazing. They sell they sell really, really well.
What are those called?
He has the same marketing folks for their. So a lot of times to get branded, right? And so as their careers kind of start to soften off and are not doing as many concerts, right? What you do is you brand yourself, you put products out, and that's how you get some, your extra income in. So yeah, that's how, and it was a long process with those guys. It was, there's lots of members, there's 5 members in there. So everybody, so what they do is they basically gave us overview of kind of what each one of the artists, the musicians were looking for and what their flavor profiles were. This is a private label situation where these are sauces that were either already done or we changed the recipe just a little bit for them. And then we just sent them out samples. They tried them. This is what we like. This is what we don't like. This is where we want to go. We worked through it. They gave us some criteria on artwork around the box and each one of the labels. And they had their own artists do a lot of that, which was,
wow.
It was actually easy for us. And yeah, it went off it was awesome. We do that. We've done it for Alice Cooper. We've done it for Motley Crue. We do it for Ron Thal, Bumblefoot. So if you don't know, he took over for Slash when Slash left Guns N' Roses way back in the day.
Oh,
Ron
that's who that is. I honestly had no idea.
Yep. He was in Guns N' Roses for like 11 years. He was the front man for Asia until I think they just called it quits, I think just last year. And now he's in Sons of Apollo, which is like a super group. It's a bunch of different artists, and they're traveling all around. He's a lot of fun to work. He was just here at Christmas time. He came down and he walked the. You can see there's pictures of him. He came down and hung out with us.
Oh,
We do the Blues Brothers. Yeah, how about you guys? Right? It's,
that's us.
Yep. Joliet's a big. I think I think there's a gift shop. I think out in the jail or around it. Right? They buy a lot of those sauces.
Oh, we don't hang out by jails anymore. Yeah,
You don't do-
yeah.
no,
Once
not
we got
anymore?
out, you know what? I mean, once you're free, you don't want to go
Yeah.
back anymore.
And schools, right? You guys aren't allowed any 500 feet of schools
Yeah.
either. I
Well,
feel.
restraining. You know what? You know what a restraining order is? It's just a suggestion. That's really it is. I'm looking at this Alice Cooper stuff, and he's got 3
Yeah, me
levels.
too,
It
yeah.
looks like mild, medium, and hot. I mean, is that a good way to go? Like if I go to your website. And I go to United Sauces and I say, you know, it's $30 for 3 different sauces, and I got 3 different levels. I'm going to have some friends that want all 3 different levels, right? I mean, it kind of fits for what I'm going to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. If it's everybody's heat levels, right? If it's, and you know, it's a lot of fun that there's so many people that purchase it that are just huge collectors of or fans, right, of the musicians that just put it on their shelves and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it is, and like with the Motley Crue set too. I mean, there's you've got tons of different options in that as well, and it was a fun one. We've got some other stuff coming up here. I think that you guys will like here pretty soon. We can.
All right, so I'm looking at this, and before we let you go, I'm looking at the Elvis Presley one. Now, there is no way that you. Wait, is Elvis Presley still alive? I have to know this right now, just so I. Okay, don't
He's working at a Burger King.
S Tupac.
Oh man, I love the concept. I didn't even notice. I didn't even see the Elvis Presley one.
So
Yeah, there's 4 different ones in that in his line. Yeah, and they do really well too.
you sent us in the collect in the sauces you sent us the iguana habanero pepper sauce, which was personally my favorite out of this bunch. I ate almost half the bottle. But this iguana, this brand Half Moon Bay Trading Company, they've been a player for a long, long time, right?
Yes, sir.
They're one of the older ones.
Yep, they've been around for a long time, and much like the story I told you earlier about K. Johns on kind of how I came in to the company,
Right.
it's the same thing. We were their largest distributor, and actually Tom, the owner, retired last year, and we purchased Half Moon Bay.
Is that right? Okay.
Now part of our that's under our flag now.
Yeah, that's a great sauce, man. That iguana.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
They all of those sauces are all made in Costa Rica.
Okay.
Their owners were just here. I guess it was about 2 weeks ago. They came and did a tour, and they came and looked at a farm out in like the Ashboro area out east of us, and then they came to the warehouse and kind of did a walkthrough, and so it was really neat. So when we purchased sauces, what we're doing is we're buying 24 pallets at a time. It comes over in shipping containers, basically. We have one that should be coming the end of this week or the beginning of next week.
Oh man, that is insane. All right, Vic, we're gonna let you go, but I want to do a couple of things. Number one, if you want to know about these peppers, go to Pepperboy143 on Instagram. Okay, you're absolutely gonna find out so much cool stuff. It's such a blast. Check out United Sauces, UnitedSauces.com. There is so much stuff there. It is awesome. And your posts are absolutely phenomenal. I love every part of it. Thank you so much for being on. And you know what? If everything works out, we will be down in Joliet in July to say hi.
For sure.
That'd be awesome. I will. You guys will need to bring a rental truck, so I'm going to send you guys home with a bunch of hot sauce and we'll have a good time. I'll buy you all a beer too.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you know what? We like beer. That's perfect. All right, Vic, thanks so much, man.
Thank you so much, Vic.
All right,
Thanks for
cheers.
your time. Thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
take care.
All right,
You
be
too.
well.
Awesome.
Be well.
All right. Oh man. Okay. You know what? I'm in a weird place right now. I feel like I got the hot sauce highs. I took way too much.
It's like the meat sweats, except it's the hot sauce.
Dude,
sweats.
The last sauce we tried was a Black Mamba 16.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
And this
the
just
rich
has
one,
the extract in it.
But I'll tell you
It's
what, it
fucking hot.
tasted great.
Yeah, it's got a yeah.
It had a
Yeah.
great taste. It's
Yeah.
weird, man.
It is weird.
Yeah, it's really weird.
So I like the sweet chili sauce because, like I said, I'm not as a hot pepper.
No, you're not a
guy.
hot sauce
But
guy.
I mean, but this is good. I mean, I could, actually, I was reading what it could put on. I wouldn't mind putting this on like beef fried rice instead of like soy sauce. Like just,
Dude, that is.
this is good
See,
stuff.
and that's the thing. That's why I wanted to make sure.
That was my least favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
No, but you know what? It doesn't
But for
have to
someone
have
like
to
me,
heat.
yeah.
That's why I wanted to ask
Not
him.
just for
Like,
that.
you can go to his website, and that's why I like the Blues Brothers thing. I like the Alice Cooper thing. Buy a collection, right? And it's what, 20, 25 bucks. Get 3 of them. If you like the mild, you'll like the medium, you'll like the hot. You know, there's a lot of different things. Some of the hotter ones I liked. Some of the hotter ones I did not like. Like the Black Mamba, it didn't hit me as bad as some of the other ones. So to be honest with you,
Yeah.
it wasn't that killer. The I don't know what it was, that ghost pepper one.
There's 2 of them here. There's the bourbon one, which is really good, but the small batch, the Cajans,
Dude, that was-
the shit's awesome.
Oh,
this
man.
is really
What's
good.
green chili hatch? That's not like similar to this, right? That's I like that stuff. You know, that
Teddy,
green
that's a completely
hatch.
different thing.
Okay, but it's not related.
Yeah.
Right? So-
Oh, wait, hold on. Vic's still on. Vic's still on. Hold on.
Okay, yeah.
Hold on. Go ahead, Vic.
What is that?
No. I was just saying, if you come across a sauce that's like that and you try it the first time, it's a little too hot. Give it a little bit of time, maybe eat it, then come back and try it a second time. It'll taste better, and you'll be able to handle it better.
Oh, okay.
It's true. I mean, it's
right.
It's like a tolerance you
It,
build
no,
up.
it is.
anything,
It
yeah,
is.
so-
Well, yeah, you
I
know what?
believe it.
And I was telling my boys that I'm like, my tolerance level's like off the charts now, and it is. But they were like, oh, my oldest is like, that's not a thing. You can't build a tolerance to it. I'm like, dude, you can. It's similar to like having acquired taste. You know, it's after you do it for a while, it's just something you crave. It's like unsatiable. You cannot get enough of it. You know who described it perfectly
So it's
was
like porn?
No, it's like what Ed. No, it's like what Ed Curry. Oh yeah, but you can eat this. It's like what Ed Curry said.
I can eat porn.
Remember what Ed Curry in that podcast I was showing you? What he was talking about, the endorphins and the rush he gets from the really, really hot shit.
Yeah.
Now he's crazy because he's eating the fucking pepper. Now, I mean, am I right, Vic? When you eat the pepper, you're in another fucking plane. I mean, it's one thing to eat it through these sauces, but the actual pepper. I mean, I've had
Eating
Reaper
straight
pepper.
pods is a different game.
Dude, it's a different game. My uncle's a freak. He can do it. I know another guy. I call him the devil, Al Diablo. This guy, Joe. He could take a Reaper pepper, rip it with his hands, rub it all over his face, in his eyes, all over his lips, and eat the pepper and not even have a reaction. He has zero reaction. I have video of it. I got video.
Dude, that's called crack.
Dude, I called him the devil. He has something wrong with him that he can't. It has no effect on him at all. The capsicum has no effect on him.
So here, I'll
He
give
put
you.
in his
Maybe
eye.
he has like no pain receptors.
So hold on, I'll give you one better. I knew a girl,
turd ducts.
one of the women I taught with. She couldn't smell, so she had no taste. Right? She had no taste buds. She couldn't smell, so you can't taste anything. She would be great to take with us to Vic.
yeah.
And then Vic could just go ahead and just keep hammering her for all this stuff, and we all drop out.
Oh, yeah,
and
not
she's just
tell
like,
him,
yeah,
yeah,
she's
yeah.
like, yep, yeah, hey, no problem whatsoever. Has anybody ever done that where they can't smell and they've kind of duped you into like doing whatever?
I've had some folks that their tolerance is a lot higher than I thought. There's a lot of ways of I guess there's some different things that you can do, right? There's some people will take chloroseptic, right, and put it all in their mouth, and it kind of deadens up their mouth and their sinuses, and they can do. But eventually, if it's something that's false like that, it's going to catch you at some point.
Sure.
And so, like, especially like those folks that come up and they're really badass and they don't think that they could. The spoons that I give them just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and I just keep extending it out. At some point, it's gonna hit them. They may have a good poker face, and then I tell them if they walk away and I tell their friends when he's puking in the bathroom, I want pictures. I'll give you all the sauce you want
Yeah.
because it's gonna come out at some
It's gonna
point.
come out. It's gonna come out.
Oh man! All right, so your goal then, when we get down there in July, is to get first one of us to puke.
No, go get Mark to puke because he's the one who's the alpha over here.
Yeah,
out
so
of
so
the
you,
group,
but
yeah,
you have
so.
to do it at levels. So Teddy is a much lighter level,
yeah.
and I'm obviously a medium guy. But yeah, so you gotta figure out what to give us, so that you find the first guy to puke, because I'll be 100% honest with you. I mean, I think I will be laying on the ground high and like seeing like I don't know, like pink elephants flying through the
See,
stars.
I have no interest in that. To me, that macho shit, we're like, oh, I can handle anything. I can, but I don't tell anybody because I enjoy the shit. Like, I'm not going to sit here and guzzle a whole bottle or eat one of the peppers. I'll do some of the powder. I'll take slices of my Reaper or ghost pepper, and I'll put it into a big batch of salsa. And I mean, when I take the Reaper, I'm talking about like smaller than your pinky fingernail in a batch that can feed like 10 people. And 8 out of 10 won't even have, they can't handle it. That's how hot that fucking pepper is in its rawest form.
Crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. You could put that small of a piece of Reaper pepper in a huge pot of chili, and 8 out of 10 people couldn't fucking handle it.
Oh. That's where, have you ever heard of called the 7 pot, right? There's a 7 pots or I guess a branch of peppers, and that's where that name came from, because they take one pepper and the one pepper is hot enough to heat.
Oh, 8, yeah.
Yeah, well, 8 pots, 7 pots of chili.
Yeah,
and Teddy, when we're going through this, man, and I'm gonna start you off. We can hug, bro.
Yeah,
I got you.
I need circle of trust. I mean, I'm gonna fall back, and you're gonna catch me. Yeah, so that's what I need. Thanks, man.
I love it. And Vic, I'll give you anything. I'll give you anything if you tell him for sure you'll catch him, and you don't.
Yeah,
I will literally do anything for that.
And making me puke's not a real
it's
accomplishment.
Like all those, you see them on TikToks, right? And they stand up on a chair, and then everybody's gonna grab them on the back, and then the guy falls forward.
Yeah.
You know what? That's exactly what Teddy would do. Oh, the fall forward challenge, the fall forward hot pepper challenge. That's what we're gonna do for you, Teddy. Oh man! All right, Vic. So we are letting you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vic.
And hopefully we'll catch you in a couple months, man. All right, take it easy.
All right, be safe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was good.
God damn.
So I got to make sure that my trip to Minnesota is not that week because we usually go to Minnesota the 3rd week in July. I got to make sure that I'm not.
I was
there.
actually just recently in Mall of America, and I had no idea that store existed.
No. It's a pop up.
Yeah.
So it's a seasonal thing.
They
were only there.
I see.
So they were only there for like the month of December for Christmas.
I was okay. Yeah.
So they do that at Mall of America. The rent there's insane.
Oh, it's got to be. Yeah.
There's no way they made money.
No.
But there's artists that do that.
Well,
They'll open up a kiosk.
Just for the exposure. Because if they have a website that you can go. Yeah.
But like
so
Vic was saying, though, the average sauce was like $15 to $18 for one of these 5-ounce bottles.
I saw the website you were looking at.
One
was like
weird.
About $6, about $5.79 for the one bottle you like.
Yeah, some of them are like $3.99.
Yeah. So that's weird because I'm looking at Vic's website.
Yeah.
And none of the bottles are that expensive. I mean, nothing I saw was that expensive.
No.
I mean, the
priced,
sets,
very reasonably priced.
all the sets were like $25, $30.
Think about it. If they're making it in a mash, the cost is almost zero per bottle.
Yeah,
I mean, so if you sell something for $6 or $7, man, the cost is like nothing. Yeah. That's why it's such a big industry.
Yeah, all I know is
low overhead.
I'm changing.
Yeah, I mean, once you get started,
yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm changing all my plans so that we are in Joliet.
Yeah, July 20th, July 20th, 21st.
I had no idea. I got to do it.
Yeah, we got to do these things. There's so many fests and things like this. We got to do.
Got a couple of nice golf courses on the way back too. So
Absolutely, we can do a little.
So I shook one of these sauces earlier, and the lid wasn't on all the way, and I got it all over my fucking white shirt.
I can't even. What?
That's funny.
Yeah, there's 2 dots. I got to get it clean because I'm not going out like this.
Oh my God, you look. You know what you look like? A homeless. Hot sauce addict.
I couldn't even see it. I barely.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
now that you pointed it out, I barely saw it.
Yeah, but there's armpit. You know what? The armpit stains and everything else that's on there.
Well, I keep my arms down, so no one's gonna notice those.
Okay. All right. So, oh man, I tell you what,
Vic was awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I love it.
Very informative.
I am in a different place right now. I took way too much of the hot sauce. I didn't want to do like the dot. And by the way, those potato pancakes that you made,
I was gonna say those were great.
They're good.
Yeah.
The best I've ever had.
Wow. Thank you.
The best I've ever had. So I will be making those because that is insanity. All right. Yeah. So let's put it. Oh man, let's put an end to this thing. Teddy, last thoughts.
Hey, happy first day of spring.
Oh yeah.
Today's the first day of spring, right?
Yeah.
The 19th. I thought my birthday was the first day of spring.
No,
March
today
21st.
is.
That's the first day for the rest of our life.
I think that's the solstice. That's the solstice. There's like 2 different things. Like I don't know. I don't know what it is, but yeah, today is the first day of spring.
All right. Oh, wow. Then you know what? Then I am going to crap endlessly on the first day of spring.
Okay. Out in the yard, in the backyard, because it's yard day, too.
Backyard day.
Yeah, National Backyard Day. Go out. Yeah, you know what?
The first day
That's
of spring.
That's it. Go out in the backyard. Take a shit in the backyard.
Take a shit.
Because you know what? It's your backyard.
Blame it on the dog.
And fuck your neighbor.
We don't have a dog.
Yeah.
Fuck your neighbor day.
Fuck your neighbor. No, that's a different day. That's a different day. All right, Mark, last thoughts.
Oh man, don't be afraid of hot sauce. But you could build a tolerance. You can, and then you'll start craving it, and it just moves up. And everybody that makes a hot sauce now is all on levels.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You like hot shit, you just don't know it yet.
No, I do, but but I think it's a great marketing tool for people who, in theory, want to eat hot sauce, but just realistically are not going to be able to eat.
But when
the
you say
Five-Alarm
hot sauce,
stuff.
it doesn't have to
Right.
be crazy
Correct.
hot.
Right, but
That's a
that's-
label
but that's-
like barbecue sauce now. Yeah.
Right, but that's why you got to educate the public, because when you think hot sauce, you automatically think, kind of like these super hot
Yeah.
sauces. But you're right. Yeah, there are levels.
But every
where-
bottle is doing a good job, like you see here,
Yeah.
Ted. Like, because you picked them out. Every bottle, you know what's
Yeah,
hot and what isn't.
sure.
You can
Yeah.
tell by the label. They do a good job.
Yeah,
At,
what was the name of the one? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I think it was.
yeah.
Don't 5 year. I wouldn't call 5 year plan. Don't die. Don't die.
Well, here, back in the day, Tabasco was the number one hot sauce of all
McGurnty,
time.
McGurnty Tabasco. I've seen the commercials.
Yeah,
It's
Tabasco,
been around forever,
right?
Yeah.
But now Frank's Red Hot is first.
Yeah.
Sriracha was first. Now it's second, and Cholula, which to me, I love Cholula. Jack and I.
You know
we
what the
have
best sauce they have
green
there?
and red
It's
Cholula.
not even hot. Okay, the green is their jalapeno.
I love green and red Cholula.
It's so mild. The jalapeno. They also have a poblano pepper one too.
Yeah, I've had that.
But the jalapeno is got a little bit of a kick to it, but it's got a ton
Great in
of
eggs.
flavor.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
The best
when
in
you
eggs.
Yeah.
so if you're scrambling eggs,
Yeah.
throw a little in before you scramble them up. Whisk it up or mix it up. Throw it in there. It is phenomenal. My wife does not like anything hot.
She can eat it.
She
though,
put
yeah.
that in there, and it's
Yeah.
absolutely. It's just a nice taste to it.
I made
Like
eight.
a little tang.
Yeah,
without being overbearing,
jalapenos
yeah.
are they got. It depends. Some of them can be hotter than others.
Yeah, sure.
I made 8 bottles. I did a hot sauce with jalapenos. We went through all 8 of them. I gave some to my brother and family, but the one in my house was gone in a week.
Yeah.
Everybody was using on their eggs, like you just said.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, because everybody could tolerate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, on your eggs,
I
on
would
your
too.
potato.
Yeah,
Oh man,
anything,
I love
yeah.
that stuff. All right, listen, man, this was absolutely as amazing, and I will tell you this, I love a lot of our guests, but when Vic said he was going to be on, as popular as he is, and as big as he is with everything that he's doing, I mean, it's just amazing that he would come on and talk to us.
Yeah.
And kind of share everything.
Yeah,
so
he was very,
that was absolutely
generous with his time for sure. Yeah.
absolutely fantastic. We're going to be down. We'll kind of share, when we're down there hanging out with him, and we'll share some of that stuff. Maybe we'll do a little bit of recording
Yeah.
when we go visit him,
Sure.
and kind of get some of that. But listen, keep on listening. Next week, brother Steve, my brother-in-law, is going to sit in here. Jackie's husband. He's going to come in. He's been here for a couple of things, a lot of beer and a lot of alcohol stuff. We're going to have
that didn't come out right, but anyway.
yeah. We're going to have author Tomek Erickson on, and he wrote a couple of great books. And if you haven't read them, and you want to learn about how to deal with people and different kinds of people, Surrounded by Idiots and Surrounded by Narcissists are 2 fantastic books. We're going to have him on, and we're going to talk about people, man, and how to different people. And Teddy, he's probably going to tell you what color you are. Red, blue, green, or yellow.
So he's going to put me in a bucket. I'm going to have a label by the end of the show.
And he is probably going to label me. I already know what
Yeah.
color I am, but
Wait,
I'm not going to give it
so,
away.
So what you're saying is, if I'm surrounded by a narcissist and a gaslighter, then I have to be well equipped to deal with them.
he goes through he goes through the different kinds of people, okay, and not only the different kinds of people and what they do, but also how to deal with
Yeah.
different
like
kinds of
they're
people.
well, first you got to recognize what type they are, and
Right.
then you have to know how to respond to them.
how to respond to
Right,
them, how to
right.
deal with them, how to get through life with them.
Sock puppet.
So so it's pretty kind of
Lots of
pretty
sock
cool.
puppets.
Yeah. All right, so listen, everybody, have fun. Try a new hot sauce, and we will see everybody next week.